There's one big reason Oakland's hopes of keeping the Raiders were doomed almost from the start: the city's refusal to give the AS the heave-ho from the Coliseum. There was never any chance Oakland in Alameda County would match the $750 million in hotel taxes that Las Vegas is offering to help build a football palace in the desert for the Raiders, not with taxpayers still forking over $20 million a year to pay off the infamous Mount Davis makeover of the Coliseum in the 1990s. But even if the public money were forthcoming, the Raiders made it clear that there was no way they'd continue to share the Coliseum site with the AS even during construction of a new football stadium. Raiders owner Mark Davis wanted the AS out of the Coliseum the minute there was a stadium deal. Those involved in the East Bay's efforts to keep the team tell us, so he could tear it down and clear the way for his new home. Mayor Libby Schaaf refused. Even in her last-minute pitch to the NFL on Friday, hoping to forestall the league's expected approval of the Raiders' move to Las Vegas, she said booting out the AS was problematic. It became what the league called a threshold issue in the last couple of months, even bigger than the public money, said one source close to the talks involving the city, Alameda County, and NFL.
The AS are open to moving somewhere else in Oakland, but the team has yet to settle on a new site.
Local politicians, meanwhile, are leery of forcing a move. In part, that's out of fear that the AS would use the eviction as a reason for Major League Baseball to support the team's long-standing goal of leaving Oakland, an idea the AS shelved because of MLB's opposition. Self-defense: a successful wrongful termination suit against San Francisco City Attorney Dennis Herrera's office by a former deputy could cost the taxpayers $9 million when all the bills are counted. And that estimate would be fairly conservative, said Joanne Hooper's attorney, Juris Canada, after a trial that ended recently with the San Francisco jury awarding the dismissed deputy city attorney $2 million. Hooper asserted that she was shown the door by Herrera in 2012 for exposing kickbacks to fellow staffers who approved $10 million in allegedly unwarranted claims for tree-damaged sewer lines. Herrera's office said Hooper's allegations had been independently reviewed and found baseless, and that it was her costly and scorched-earth approach to the law that led to her dismissal. City Attorney's spokesman John Cott said, "We are all surprised and disappointed with the jury's verdict. We take our responsibilities to our client and to the public seriously." He declined to say how much the city spent to defend his boss, telling us the amount is protected by attorney-client privilege while the legal matter is pending and it's still going on. Both sides expect to make post-trial motions, and the city attorney is considering an appeal. It's not over until it's over, said John Keeker, the lead attorney representing the city attorney's office. Keeker, whose clients have included Lance Armstrong and George Lucas, doesn't come cheap. He was one of three $8.50 an hour partners from the Keeker, Van Nest, and Peters law firm who represented the city during the trial. While Keeker's crew isn't saying how much it spent, Hooper's lawyers put their rivals' tab at $1.5 million during the trial and $2.5 million for prep work. Canada estimated her team's costs at $2.5 million, which she'll ask a court to have the city pay. Add in the $2 million judgment and $600,000 that Hooper will seek in back pay, and it all comes to more than $9 million. We contest those numbers, and think the post-trial proceedings will result in lower figures, Cott said. He said the city had hoped to settle out of court, but that Hooper had sought $6 million, which the city attorney considered unreasonable.
Some cases you have to take to trial, Cott said.
Exercised 6 months after finishing its probe, the University of California has released a heavily redacted report indicating that outgoing UC Berkeley Chancellor Nicholas Dirks got improper fitness freebies from the school recreation center, including a few dozen private sessions with a personal trainer.
Dirks' off-the-books workouts with campus trainer Devin Wicks were at the center of an unusual whistleblower complaint lodged last year by one of Wicks' fellow employees at the campus recreational sports facility.
Wicks' boss later said he had approved the freebies. The timing of the allegations came as Dirks was already on the defensive over his UC-paid household budget and his handling of sexual harassment claims against professors and other campus employees. After a months-long investigation by the president's office, UC concluded in September that Dirks had improperly allowed a newish $3,500 elliptical exercise machine to be installed in the chancellor's home, had been given a complimentary 4-year membership to the recreational sports facility worth $1,870, and had 48 free workout sessions with Wicks worth a minimum of $3,120. On Friday, a representative of Dirks' office said the chancellor immediately paid the university in full once he was informed that he should have been charged for the membership and workout sessions. The report makes no mention of Wicks having accompanied the chancellor's wife, Johnke Backel, who is an associate professor in history, on an Alumni Association-sponsored trip to India. Backel had said she had been entitled to bring a guest, and Wicks said he had used vacation time. Wicks, who was put on paid leave while his ties to Dirks and his wife were under investigation, has since returned to work. The exercise equipment has since been returned to the university as well. Jaramillo was living in L.A. when the Raiders moved back to Oakland in 1995, so he understands the bitterness and anger. He said he wouldn't wear the Las Vegas Raiders t-shirt he sported Monday in Oakland, because it would be a slap in the face to fans there. However, we're going to see just how loyal the Oakland base of Raider Nation will be. In the meantime, the Raiders have the weirdness looming of at least 2 more years in Oaktown, possibly 3 if they don't spend 2019 in San Diego, sharing the 49ers stadium in Santa Clara, or going to Vegas early. As Jamarillo put it, it's like divorcing your wife and she lives with you for 2 years while dating someone else.